We've got NBA basketball in store for you here in Houston, Texas, the home of the Rockets, live on 2K Sports. We welcome you to Noche and Beyond here on 2K Sports. From the attire to the food, the players' jerseys, tonight a celebration of the Latin culture. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. You take a look at the Celtics, and as you take a look, just a game out of that top position, they're right up there.
And listen, this team has played well on the road. They got confidence. Anytime they go away from their own building, they know they can get the job done, and that's what they're expecting to do here now.
We're seeing some dominant play by both these teams, and it may be a preview of the postseason.
I tell you what, with the way both of these teams are playing, you could be exactly right, Kevin. I mean, games like this mean a little bit more than others when you're going against an opponent that's on par with where you are and where you want to go.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for the Celtics, Irving and Brown pair at the 1 and the 2. Horford is out there with Tatum, and it's Baines in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And so the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ball game. No good from Irving. Shoots from the baseline, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Harden's got 5 points so far. Irving with the ball. Against Charlotte, he was really on his game. Brown with it. Chris Paul covering. Brown kicks to Irving. Pass to Tatum. Lock at 6. Oh, and the jam by Tatum.
An athletic forward who dunks it with style, Kevin. He's showing off his dunking ability right there.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
And stolen by Horford. Outside Irving, the 3. Not going to go that time. The Rockets go the other way with it. Last meeting was in Boston, where they were unable to fight off the Celtics.
And turnovers were the story for them when they saw each other last. I mean, just a heartbreaking way to lose the game.
Yeah, and when you think about it, Greg, there was some really sloppy basketball being played by them, and they recognized that had they played a cleaner game, they could have gotten the win.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Well, Swiss center Clint Capella is up there as one of the most efficient players in the league. He's only 22, but he's efficient mostly because all his shots come right at the basket, right on the doorstep. Last season, he finished near the top of the league, in fact, in field goal percentage.
And for a while, he was leading the league, if I recall correctly, Kevin. Capella knows who he is, what he's about, and what his team needs from him. So he finishes off his chances that are created by guards penetrating. Not flashy, but very effective.
First free throw is good.
Well, I tell you what, it's really impressive how Capella has improved his role so quickly, Kevin. I mean, he's a starting caliber center known for his defense, but continues to make strides on offense, too.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And you watch the way the Rockets play, Clark, a little bit of 7 seconds or less, certainly from their coach, Mike D'Antoni. Green lights to shoot from anywhere. Just attractive basketball. A lot of fun to watch. Clark, just how much fun is it to play in a team like that?
Well, I would think it would be the ideal way to play. Everybody's sharing the ball. There's plenty of possessions and opportunities. It's up and down trend. I mean, I think it's the way the game is intended to be played. And there's a reason why Houston has done a great job of signing players the last few seasons, and part of it is their style and the chemistry the team seems to have in playing the way they do.
Last game for the Rockets, they picked up the win against the Clippers in Los Angeles.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, Greg, and I think it complements the starters when you can have such firepower coming off the bench.
Now, here's Tucker. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Shot clock at 2. Here's Capella, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
They set the pick. Ariza outside. Screen by Capella. To the inside. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
The Rockets shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
And you know about Harden's shooting and his ability to get to the line and all that, but you know, Clark, what some people don't realize is just how fast he's going end to end. I mean, he can just blow by players in the open floor.
Yeah, he's got deceptive speed, Kevin, and part of that is how he's worked to change his body from his college days at Arizona State to who he is in the NBA. He slimmed down a bit, but he still has that strength and that barrel-chestedness that allows him to play so well through contact. But you're right, his speed is lethal and deceptive.
Free throw, good, Irving.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
And so he hits both. And as we get this far into the season, Clark, we start to hear trade rumors float around. Did you ever hear your name floated in trade talks?
You know, I didn't pay a lot of attention to news reports or the media. I would only occasionally read the paper, but there was a year, my second year in the league, where my name came up with Philadelphia possibly, but it was short-lived and I didn't give it a lot of time or attention.
While some are still speculating as to why Kyrie wanted out, the reality is, and it's this case with all great players, he feels like he's good enough to be the man on a team that can contend for a championship. And you might question how he went about it, but he's basically been a pro in his approach, and now he's got the chance.
First one falls for him.
And there is going to be a lot of discussion over Irving's decision to want out for a long time. And what he does the next few years may end up defining his legacy. He is all in on himself, and it could pay off huge or fizzle out.
He doesn't get the second one.
And you look back to that Big Three era in Boston, you know, the Celtics have not been shy about aggressively trading to reshape this roster. You know, they've made a rapid rebuild that's really the envy of a lot of teams around our league.
And it's Capella missing.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Horford. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Horford's got 6.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Now here's Harden. He had 25 points in the win against the Clippers.
And you know, Kevin, his creativity really on display that night. I mean, he was threading beautiful passes everywhere.
And as aggressive as the Celtics have been, Greg, they've also shown patience, haven't they?
Yeah, and in some ways, maybe a victim of their own success. You come out on the winning end of your trades time and again. Other GMs don't want to look bad. They get hesitant, possibly, and don't want to add their name to that list.
Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. The Celtics also changing it up. Morris is checked in for Tatum. Marcus Smart comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Irving. Rockets trail by 3. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with Mike D'Antoni for just a minute. He said they know the challenge going up against this team that can score so many points in a hurry. He said we cannot try to match these guys basket for basket and get away from our defense. Because if you slack off these shooters even a little bit, then they really go off. We'll see if they can find that balance tonight and even this season series. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks as always, David. Well, they know what their toughest job is going to be today.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always hard to go up against a team that can light it up like this. You can't let them hit the ground running.
Exactly. I mean, they've got to be the ones dictating the tempo and the pace. Keep the high-octane offense on the other side in check.
Here's Morris. James Harden picking up that last basket. The pass to Rozier. He dishes it to Monroe. And it's blocked, but they get it back. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Here we get a moment to view the league's highest scoring teams. In second, the Rockets.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Pass to Gordon, deflects the pass, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Houston.
And the three-point shot was a huge part of their game plan. When it was falling, it made them very hard to defend. Opponents were stretched out all over the place.
Here's Gordon. Boy, was he something else against the Clippers. Houston moving the ball around. Nene setting the pick for Paul. Down low. 5 on the clock. The shot by Nene. No good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Near the three-point line, it's Gordon. They get it back. Misses off the right iron.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Count it. Good.
And I like the different looks that Morris can give you. Inside, outside, and in transition.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now here's Paul. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Nene setting the pick for Gordon. Over Smart, and the basket by Gordon.
Hey, you can't substitute the importance of focus. I mean, Gordon does such a great job concentrating on the basket. That's what all good scorers do.
Now here's Smart. He's coming off a 10-point game against Charlotte. Beyond the arc. Count that one from Ogilvy. And the Celtics lead by 4.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Here's Gordon. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. There's the feed to Paul. Screen by Baamute. Houston needs to get a shot. And it's Gordon missing.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Kept alive. Here's Monroe. Hangs in the air. From deep. It's rebounded by Houston.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Hits it from three-point range.
And really, the three-point shot is Gordon's specialty, Kevin. When he squares himself up, there's a real high chance he's dropping it in.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And, you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
Well, you look around the league at some of the younger talent, Clark, and there's a lot of great young players. Who do you think might make the jump to superstar status in a few short years?
Tell you what, if he can stay healthy, Joel Embiid is special. Man, Devin Booker I like, fun to watch, great shooter. But I'd give the nod to Joel Embiid. This guy is graceful, he's big, he's strong, and highly skilled.
For the Rockets, Johnson comes in for Nene, and it's Green in for Chris Paul. Boston's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Pass to Rozier. "14 feet away. Mbamute pulls it in. Rockets trail. 1:29 left to play in the first quarter. Johnson for three. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Johnson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. In the corner, Smart with it. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see. And the Celtics trade for Kyrie Irving, sending shockwaves back in August. Never before had a pair of 25-point-per-game scorers swap teams in the offseason. That's what you call a blockbuster.
And that one's good. Green.
Love that aggressive mentality, constantly looking to put the ball in the basket.
There's 53 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Back to Smart. Celtics passing it around. Sinks the triple. Ojeley's got his second bucket tonight. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now here's Anderson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Offensive rebound, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. The Rockets shooting their fourth and fifth attempts at the free throw line tonight.
At the line for two. Now, gentlemen, two shots. Move shots.
First free throw is good. Both free throws good from Green. Boston trailing. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Now Smart. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. 5 on the clock. Got a piece of it. Green with the block. From deep. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target.
And when Morris is playing with intensity like this, his defense can really shine through.
James Harden getting it done for the Houston Rockets. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And we'll be right back after this. And Joe Johnson very encouraged by this team's strong play of late.
Well, I think the approach is a lot different. Coming to every game now, it's like, okay, this is a game that we're going to win. Obviously, we can't win them all, but to go into a game confident, knowing that you should win, is a lot better than going in hoping you're going to win. So it's different.
Joe Johnson has obviously been on both sides of that equation, and there's no doubt he is a much happier guy now that he expects to win.
No better feeling than every time you take the court, if you do X, Y, Z, you have a chance to win. And Joe Johnson has seen them all since he joined the league way back when with the Celtics and quickly traded to Phoenix. Now he's on the upside again and mature enough to appreciate it.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Rockets?
Great hustle defensively through the first half. Testing everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
We've got Mbah-a-Moute. Green is out there with Gordon. Then it's Johnson, and it's Anderson in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. Now, here's Green. Anderson outside. Here is Mbah-a-Moute. Drains the three-pointer. And Mbah-a-Moute got himself on the board with 3 there.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, these teams evenly matched, Greg, trading hits and refusing to give up any advantage.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. Those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Here's Ogilvy. He has 6. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke and Mbah-a-Moute. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Anderson. And Trevor Ariza subbed in for Mbaumute. Now, here's Brown. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Charlotte. Good work there as it goes. Brown's got the lead up to 4 now for the Celtics.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Irving against Gordon. Capella with a screen on Irving. Jacks up a 3. That's good from Ariza on the assist by Eric Gordon. Ariza's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Irving. Bucket is good. And the Celtics lead by 3.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
Ariza dishes to Johnson. Banked in off the glass. Johnson's got 5 now.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint. And how about the career progression of Trevor Ariza? He came into this league somewhat as an energy player who, obviously could attack the rim. Now he's one of those guys who's primarily a 3-and-D component.
Johnson with the block. And it's Brown missing.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
That one goes in.
Rapid fire release from Ariza like a staple gun. Boom, boom. Outstanding at shooting as soon as the pass gets to his hands.
For Ariza, his first few years in the NBA, over half his shots came within a few feet of the rim. Greg, now over 2/3 of his shots are from beyond the arc.
And that's just how it goes for some players in the NBA. Ariza still, he has some bursts to finish at the rim, but has turned himself into a deep threat, and he's always been a presence with his defense as well. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And Clark, when you think back to your career, what do you miss the most about playing in the National Basketball Association?
Well, for me, Kevin, because my career was cut short due to injury, I missed the opportunity to see how good I could have been on a winning team, on a playoff team. Back in the early 80s, the Pacers were building towards that, and I never got a chance to be part of a playoff team. And the camaraderie you establish in going through the shared misery and joy of competing is something that's special and unique to sports, and you really don't find it in any other venue.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. James Harden comes in for Gordon. Boston also with the sub. Baines is checked in.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And some nice passing there by Houston. Capella, good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 4th assist in this one.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
The defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
The shot's good from Irving.
After having none in the first, he gets 2 3-point shots to go here.
Houston's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. There's the screen, and Harden wide open. He shoots. And the 3 off target.
And, I have no idea how he missed that one. When there's no defense around, he's usually automatic from there.
Brown outside. Off target from outside. For Houston, they've gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. It's Harden.
Oh! Hey! Woo! Wow! And Harden, absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
Irving, good.
Well, I liked the first quarter he had. And I'm loving the second quarter even more. Playing with a lot of momentum right now.
Harden with it. Guarded now by Irving. Ariza has the open look. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Boston's gone 4 of 8 tonight from 3-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Houston gets called for the foul. And you ask any Houston fan who the greatest player in the history of their franchise is, and they all say Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark, you played against Olajuwon. Just how great a player was he? And what does he mean to this Rockets franchise today?
Well, he was special. A first ballot Hall of Famer, brought the only titles in franchise history to the Rockets, and could do everything you want from a big guy. Graceful, strong, a presence defensively and on the glass, unselfish. They called him Hakeem the Dream for good reason. That dude was a dream to play with and a nightmare for opponents.
And the Rockets play at one of the highest paces in the NBA. A lot of possessions for both sides as they want as many chances as they can possibly get to score. Clark, when you think about that, how do you prepare for a team like the Rockets if you're their opponent?
Well, there are a couple of things you can do. One is you try to slow them down, and some teams are equipped to do that. Other teams are equally adept at the three, so you match them shot for shot. But the problem with that is Harden is really good in the half court. And even when you take away transition, he can hurt you in the half-court game.
Now, here's Tucker. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And the shot's good from Nene.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game, phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Irving passes to Baines. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Baines has got the game tied up here for Boston.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Dishes to Ariza. Drains it from beyond the arc. Ariza's got his third basket of the night right there.
Outstanding presence of mind. Harden is constantly looking for the open shooter.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Well, you look at a player of Harden's ability, and a couple of things stand out for me. One is his competitive spirit. He's understated, but he's very competitive. Doesn't take nights off. He's a guy who really takes pride in showing up and playing every game.
Boston ends up going with a new group. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Horford.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
Celtics trail by 3. And to illustrate Harden's competitive nature last season, he famously said, "I just want to hoop. I'll rest when I'm done." Look like that's exactly what you want to hear from your team leader.
Yeah, you love hearing that. Owning the responsibility of leading and showing up all the time. And Harden, heavily depended upon by his team, gives you everything he has every night. Not super flashy, but very competitive and driven.
And the first one at the line is good. And at 6'4", 220, Marcus Smart with terrific strength for a combo guard, Greg.
I mean, he can just flat out bully most guards and even hold his own against the bigs. Beyond, though, that physical stature, it's his mentality that makes him special. He's a fire breather, just the type of player the Celtics look for.
So he picks up just one from the line that time. Clark, you were a strong free throw shooter when you played. Why do some big men have such a hard time being at least serviceable at the free throw line?
Well, I'm not as big as some of the biggest guys that have the most trouble. Typically, you see guys north of 6'8", 6'9", struggling tremendously from the line in general. And because of that, I think sometimes it's the mechanics of shooting the ball, and big hands can sometimes be a hindrance to that. Oftentimes, it's a matter of how much do you work at it and how soon do you start working at it. A lot of times, big guys tend to focus on their post moves and scoring the ball close to the bucket and not as much as shooting. but you're seeing more and more big guys with sweet strokes, and I think it's a matter of, again, basic fundamentals, mechanics, and then putting in hours and hours and hours of work on it.
Now here's Ariza following the miss by Marcus Morris. Nene, the screen. Paul kicks to Nene. Shoots over Monroe. And Nene with the basket on the assist by Paul. Paul's got his third assist on the night. Smart passes to Rozier. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Chris Paul picks up that one. And the Celtics franchise with the league-leading 17 NBA championships, their last in 2008.
Yeah, and with the talent and assets they possess, they might be in the hunt for banner number 18 before you know it. One of the beasts of the East, without question.
That free throw, no good.
And this kind of free throw shooting just leaves a coach shaking his head. I mean, they have been awful from the line this quarter.
Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for Houston. And Bahamute comes in for Trevor Ariza. Good on the second free throw.
You know, so many people were surprised at the Kyrie Irving trade, but throughout the decades, Boston's been unafraid to pull the trigger. I mean, they moved up to number 2 to draft the great Bill Russell, moving back to number 3 to draft McHale, add Parrish, assembling the big 3 for a championship, then dismantling that big 3 for all those unprotected picks. This is an organization that stops at nothing to try and win titles.
That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Monroe.
Man, what hustle from Monroe. I mean, this is a guy that gobbles up second chance opportunities for his team thanks to his gigantic size.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
You know, thinking about Kyrie's legacy here in Boston, this is a town that cares only about championships. That's how his contribution is going to be measured. And only time will tell if he can walk in the shoes of the greatest players to ever put on a Celtics uniform.
Free throw good, Nene.
You know, one of the great strengths of Coach D'Antoni, to me, Kevin, is he really gives his players a lot of confidence. And his philosophy,
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And this really is the story of the game. They've been outstanding from beyond the arc, especially in the second quarter.
And Morris throws it down.
Yeah, just aggressive there. Instead of going to one of his patented shots inside, Morris just simply rises up to be free.
To the paint. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
For Houston, they have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight. Free throw no good for Nene. Celtics trail by 5. 1:35 left in the second quarter. And the basket by Rozier.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Hits the 3-point bomb. 17 points for James Harden.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Morris against Mbamute. Harden right side. All up top.
And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
Free throw drops for Paul.
At the line right now is one of the great do-it-all point guards ever. Scorer, playmaker, defender. There's not anything CP3 can't do.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Johnson comes in for Mbamute. And it's Gordon in for James Harden. And he makes both free throws.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
There's 48 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Smart. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Smart's got 8 points.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
Anderson a screen on Morris. Off the screen, just 4 to shoot. Paul for 3. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
19 seconds left in the first half of the game.
Don't have to be in a hurry. They can hold for the last one.
That's exactly what they should do. I mean, you don't want to give the opponent another possession here. Make sure you get the last one.
Here's Smart. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Smart's got 8 points in the quarter.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at them. Show them you can shoot from outside all night long.
And so it's the Houston Rockets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Joe, you really came out on fire tonight. Did you feel like you needed to do more?
I'm just trying to be more assertive, man, on both ends of the court. You know, I think everybody has to step up, so I'm just trying to do my part.
You did that and more, Joe. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. James Harden led the way in the first half. He ended up with 17 points and 2 assists. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, their playmakers are showing up tonight, seeing the court well, moving the basketball. That's why they had so many assists in the first half. And they're not just relying on ISO plays to generate points.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center, everyone. That's a look at our broadcast location tonight here in downtown Houston, Texas. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters, just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Celtics trail by 6. Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Irving and Brown. And the 2. Tatum out there with Horford. And it's Baines in at the 5 down low.
And you know what? It's important for big men to be able to shoot from deep in today's game. And shot selection important. Good shot selection there.
It's Ariza on the wing. Paul kicks it to Tucker. Screen by Capella. Off the screen. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Watching Jason Tatum, it's hard to find many faults in his game, Greg. He's strong inside and out and plays both ends of the floor equally well.
Yeah, kind of a jack of all trades, right, and master of none. He does everything reasonably well on the basketball floor, just doesn't do anything great. Having said that, though, Tatum is one of those guys that I think improves the overall IQ of your team, and terrific size at his position.
A shot's good from Irving.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Feeds it to Ariza. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Clint Capella. First in field goal percentage, fifth in blocks, and he's an elite glass eater, a factor inside among the top 10 in rebounds per game.
And you're right, he's been the pinnacle of scoring efficiency. Never seems to take a bad shot. That's why he's tops in field goal percentage.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. And Tucker kicks to Paul. They get the rebound. Capella, and it's sent back by Irving.
I'll tell you what, shooting 20% to start the second half doesn't bode well for how this will play out for this squad.
Poke loose, stolen by Tucker. Ariza dishes to Tucker, and the basket is good. Tucker's got his first 2 points.
And though lacking some height, Kevin, Tucker has the bounce, the reach, and the strength and attitude to do damage inside.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Smart's checked in for Brown. And a chance now to review the shot chart for Boston.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around, as his energy is contagious out there right now.
Celtics trail by 3. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. The Rockets have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Harden the pass to Ariza. Off target from 3-point range.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Inside, got a piece of it. Paul with the steal. Here's Harden. Here's Ariza, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Man, love the size Ariza has down low, using his long arms to get off shots inside.
Here's Irving. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Houston leading by 5. Ariza outside. Now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Irving attacking. That counts. He's put up 13 shots, and he's had 8 of those go in.
Yeah, you know, you got to appreciate the speed of Kyrie Irving. I mean, incredible at finding different ways to get to the basket, and he is not afraid of anybody.
They set the pick. Harden gets to Ariza. Ariza with another miss.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Here's Tatum. The three-pointer, no good. Houston's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. For three, that's good from Ariza on the assist from Tucker. Tucker's got 3 assists tonight.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Irving. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And stolen by Horford. Irving dishes to Smart. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And up on your screen now are the most dependable free throw shooters from the point guard position since the All-Star break. Third is Chris Paul.
Well, if these guys can get to the line, there's not much question what the outcome's going to be. So it sort of prevents the D from being as aggressive as they'd like to be against them.
Yeah, because of their shooting ability, they get a little more space than the average point guard. Maybe they'll miss a shot from the floor, but if you send them to the line, those points are almost guaranteed.
That free throw, no good.
You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often, that's the case for this team.
For the Rockets, Mbaamute's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Gordon comes in for Trevor Ariza, and it's Green in for Paul. And he sinks the second. Here's Houston now. They're on an 11-3 run. Here's Green. Rebound, Boston. Here's Ojale. He has 6. And here's Smart. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Puts it up. That doesn't go either for Green.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
The shot by Ojale, no good.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Gordon, the pass to Harden. Back to Gordon. From past the arc. Rebound, Boston. Monroe's got his 3rd rebound on the night. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Morris kicks to Monroe. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away. Monroe's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Nice quickness from Monroe on the catch and shoot. When the defense stays back on him, he knows how to torch him with the J.
Over in the corner, Mbaamute off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Celtics trail by 5.
You know, Greg Monroe's a very talented big guy out of Georgetown. Is more comfortable facing up to the basket and can hurt you with the mid-range game, but also a pretty strong rebounder and interior defender, too.
And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here. That's on Clint Capella.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at it.
And for Monroe, he was shifted to the bench role in the past season, coming in as a 6th man after spending most of his career as a starter with the Detroit Pistons, and it was a new role.
And you know what, Kevin? A new role that I think he flourished in. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. He's shown the ability to be effective as a starter or OTB coming off the bench. You know exactly what you're going to get from him every time he steps on the floor, and that's valuable for a coach.
Houston's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the 3rd. Gordon with no one around. The Rockets again can't hit.
I tell you what, he's doing his best to contribute, but he's been out of sync, out of rhythm. Luckily, this team still is in front.
For the tie. Screen by Monroe. Here's the screen. Morris with the ball. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Nene, he's checked in for Houston. 6 to shoot. Here's Rozier, guarded by Green. And it's Rozier missing.
Good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Kicks it to Brown. Makes it off the glass. Brown's got his second bucket.
And Brown really is at his best when he takes it inside. I mean, the defense has no idea what to do with it.
And here's Gordon from outside, but they'll get another chance. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Stolen by Anderson. And here's the fast break. Here's Green, and he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
Terrific timing on that pass, placing it in a great spot, ideal spot where his teammate could score.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Houston.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
That's good from Green. Celtics trail by 5. Here's Rozier. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
He's made 2 of his 3 attempted tonight.
You know, when you look at his numbers this season, he's had a respectable number, 77%.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good. Rockets leading by 3. Johnson dishes to Paul. Anderson outside, and the wide open shot from Green. No good on the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Morris passes to Rozier. 1:37 left in the third quarter. It's good. This game is all even. Rozier's got 11.
Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
Outside Gordon. Green, the screen. Gordon kicks to Johnson. Over Tatum. And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist by Gordon. Johnson's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that jumper of Johnson is pure. I mean, doesn't pay the defense any mind, even when they're right up on it.
On the wing, Morris. He feeds it to Tatum. It's stolen by Green. Lays it up off the glass. And it's a 4-point Rocket lead.
Oh, I love watching the ball get into the post. Reminds me of my days doing work down there. When you have this kind of positioning, scoring is simple.
Passes it to Rozier. To the wing on the left.
And there's so much that Tatum does well. I mean, he shoots it well, rebounds, passing, playing defense. I mean, he's the complete package.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. First free throw is good, and the Rockets making a change here. Ariza's checked in, and a change for the Celtics. Horford's checked in. And so he makes both from the line. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Gordon dishes to Paul. The 11-footer. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got his 4th rebound in this one. Horford with the screen on Gordon. Now here's Tatum. He's got 6, down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Gordon. Tatum's shot is off.
You just make the assumption that's going down. I mean, an uncontested mid-range jumper, I think he should have buried it, but you know what? He didn't. It happened.
That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Rockets lead by 2. We'll be back shortly, live from Houston, Texas. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Hey, we're doing so many good things on offense. Keep moving it. Keep looking for it. We just have to challenge as well as we can down here.
And Brad Stevens happy with their motion. They're shot making, but still looking for more stops on D.
Yeah, I mean, it always feels like there's more you can do defensively. And that's probably the case here. They just have to keep grinding out on the floor.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Gordon and Ariza are on the wings. E.J. Tucker is out there with Ryan Anderson. And it's Paul in at the point. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Off the inbound pass, and he sinks the layup. Paul's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Houston. Celtics trail by 4. Irving drives in, and they pick up 2.
They're putting on some kind of show here tonight. Irving, a relentless scorer.
The Rockets shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. Anderson the screen. Gordon kicks to Anderson. Paul against Irving. Fires from 18. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. And that's now 9 points for Chris Paul.
Well, I tell you what, CP3 dealing with some serious defensive heat there and just kind of shrugs it off like it's no big deal. His concentration on the jump shot, excellent.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Yeah, he's really calm in these situations. Simply takes his time in tight spots. You got to be patient. And he is playing to his strengths.
And Anderson kicks to Paul. Paul can't get that one to fall.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half, still bageled in the second.
Picked by Horford. Brown outside. And again, Boston with the triple.
You know, the 3-point shot, guys, is something that Brown continues to improve upon. It's important for him to be knocking down these looks to expand his offensive repertoire.
Gordon a screen. Ariza kicks to Paul. Buries it down low. Paul's got 6 in the quarter.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Irving passes to Horford. Knocks it loose. And Baines kicks to Tatum. That 3 off the mark. Houston's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Took him no time at all on that one. And now it's a 3-point Rocket lead.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Greg, both of these teams completely aligned in sync right now. I mean, they are torching the Nets late in this ball game.
For the Rockets, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Anderson. And it's Harden in for Eric Gordon. Tatum's shot is off.
Obviously, I mean, it would go a long way if he's making his shots. Right now, they're behind him. They certainly could use his help.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Irving dishes to Tatum. To stop the run. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one is on Ariza.
And Tatum does a little bit of everything, and he's especially skilled down low. Fantastic at drawing the defense into him and playing off the contact while he's going up for his shot.
And he knocks down the first one. Both shots good from the stripe.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Paul with the ball, picked up by Brown. From deep, Harden, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 8th assist here tonight. Celtics trail by 7. Irving passes to Tatum. Now the dish to Baines. Stolen by Tucker. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And the wide open shot from Paul, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Tatum kicks to Irving. Horford with a screen on Paul. In the corner, Tatum with it. Celtics passing it around. Here's Irving, and he lays it straight in. Irving's got 25 points.
Yeah, and give it up for the feed from Horford. He's a playmaker, and you love having a big man show off that kind of vision.
Paul kicks to Capella, and there's the pass to Harden. A 3-ball. Second chance shot, and it's Capella missing.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
You know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Here's Baines. The kick out to Irving. There's the 3. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Now just a 2-point Houston lead.
I love the 3-point shooting of Irving. Excellent at dialing it in from deep, and you've got to respect his range.
Harden kicks to Paul. Screen by Capella. Kicks it out to Harden. The Rockets again can't hit. Boston's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Outside Irving. And he hits it to tie the game up. Irving's got 9 points in the quarter.
It's just what the doctor ordered here. Boy, have they needed him here in the fourth.
Yes, they have. He's made all 4 of his shots this quarter, Greg. Definitely looking to be a dangerous guy.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there. Just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
The presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
Got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, over that last break, I listened to Mike D'Antoni talk to his team. He knows this has been a hard-fought game, and he wanted his guys to just sit down and catch their breath. He said, look, we're right in the game, guys. Let's make a little push here. Let's come out with some bite. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Good on both. Rockets have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth, and even 50%. The drive by Paul over Irving, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. Austin's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Pass to Nader. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got assist number 5 here tonight.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had.
Harden draws the double. And it's Capella missing.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot. And if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Here's Paul. And he banks in the layup. Paul's got 11 points in the quarter.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
Irving against Paul. From deep. And that's good. Kyrie Irving for 3. Irving's got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for the Celtics. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Ariza. Knocks down the 3 ball. Ariza's got 10 points in just the second half.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Here's Yabusele. Shoots over Tucker. Has to Nader. From deep. And again, Boston with the triple.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
And Greg, I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, I hate to see teams get conservative with the lead. As long as they're good shots, take them, and as long as they're falling, continue to take them.
Harden's shot is good.
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot, and when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. So it's the Celtics now. A 2-point game. Irving kicks to Brown. And then Brown with the dunk.
And with Brown, it doesn't matter what point in the game it's at. He's ready to shoot whenever and wherever he has the ball in a good spot.
Screen by Capella. On the wing, Harden. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. That one on Horford.
This is not unfamiliar territory for Harden. He is used to being the go-to guy, especially when his team needs a big hoop.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Boston.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those. He's got ice water in his veins, fellas. No way he's going to miss from the line when the game's still hanging in the balance. I've seen him make too many in this situation.
We've got 1:48 left in the fourth. Here's Irving, and it's in there. Irving's got 35 in the game.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. It seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
Puts it up from 12, and it's Kyrie Irving with the rebound.
I don't know how that one doesn't go in. Nice cushion between him and the defender.
Launches it. It's rebounded by Houston. Tucker's got his fourth rebound in this one. Harden with it. Picked up by Brown. Paul dishes to Harden. Screen by Capella. It's Harden with the drive. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Harden's got 11 points here in just the second half. 54 seconds left in the fourth. Irving against Paul. Irving kicks to Horford. Shoots over Tucker. Rebounded by Capella. This is a huge possession.
This is where all the hard work pays off. You have to be able to execute under pressure.
This is exactly what happens when you allow James Harden to heat up.
Irving for three. Knocks down the three.
Irving's got him falling right now, that's for sure.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're down by one. 29 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Well, Paul's got him dropping right now for sure.
Now Irving.
And it's still within reach.
But they have to be really close to perfect from here on out. I mean, they have to get their offense right on target, right on point immediately.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing them deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
Timeout called the Rockets. Here is Harden. And here is Paul. Screen by Capella. Back to Harden. Fires from deep. Oh, no good there. The potential game winner off the mark. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. Well, if you're just joining us, the intensity has really heated up in this one. As we watch this one go now to overtime.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
Tip-off goes to Houston, and away we go here with post-regulation basketball. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Celtics. Irving and Brown pair at the 1 and the 2. Aaron Baines out there with Horford, and it's Tatum in at the 3. And the basket by Harden.
Great basketball from him, Kevin. A commanding performance, helping add to the lead this quarter.
Irving against Paul. And again, Kyrie Irving. Irving's got 42 in the game.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, Greg, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Paul passes to Capella. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And, you know, Capella has a big body, Kevin, and knows how to use it as he draws contact from the defense on his way up.
Clint Capella. 2 shots.
That's good from Capella. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Boston trailing. Brown outside. And the dunk by Brown.
Just awesome speed from Brown. Blasting off towards the bucket and slamming it down.
They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operation.
Like the shot selection. They couldn't cash in with no defense in the area, but still, they'll take that shot every day and for a month of Sunday.
Irving up top, defended by Paul. From the arc, and the Celtics hit again from deep. Overtime in full swing here, 2 minutes off the clock. Harden outside, he kicks to Ariza. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And, you know, the length of Ariza is tough for defenses to deal with. Amazing watching him draw contact while getting into a shot.
2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within 2 here.
The well-seasoned Ariza continues to make a difference. I mean, this veteran is a reliable scorer and a quality defender.
Both free throws good from Trevor Ariza. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're leading by 1. 1:49 left in overtime. Irving kicks to Tatum. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
He's driving inside. Tatum is either going to finish or get himself a trip to the line.
The first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Nicely done. Without much separating these teams, that's when you have to make good at the line.
They set the pick. Screen by Capella. The 3 from Harden drains it from beyond the arc. Harden's got the game tied up here for Houston.
Beautiful stroke on the 3 ball there. Harden is a lights-out shooter from behind the arc.
To the middle. The kick out to Brown. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. And the Celtics lead by 3. Paul with the ball. Here's the floater. Baines with the block. And they're able to recover. And there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body. So we'll see free throws here.
Taking 2 shots.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And the second of 2 is good. That brings them within 2 here.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
Now, here is Irving. Shoots from the elbow. It falls!
And you got to admire Irving in these situations. Doesn't let pressure overwhelm him. In fact, he embraces it.
Timeout called the Rockets. They're behind by 4. There's 49 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Here is Harden. Capella dishes to Ariza. Money! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And Ariza's calm demeanor, excellent at scoring in key spots. calmness helps him.
Irving passes to Baines. Back to Irving. Six on the shot clock. Lets it go from deep. Timeout called the Rockets. They're down by 2. 24 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Harden gets to Ariza. Screen by Capella. Here's Paul. Back to Ariza. The three won't fall. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
Two shots.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
And I really like the uniqueness of Al Horford's game. I mean, he's a big man with a versatile skill set. He makes threes, he can score inside, he defends. He's a guy that is an inside-out matchup problem for most.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those freebies.
Love watching Harden drop dimes. I mean, one of the best passers in the game.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
Two shots. Two shots.
It's the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he is unable to get the second one.
And no secret here, guys. They've got to get a three if we're going to get yet another overtime.
And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Yeah, probably didn't anticipate that this one would be that close down the wire, but give them credit. They were able to regroup in that overtime, and this win has to feel satisfying.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. Nice win tonight. What was your thought process coming into the game?
I was just going out there trying to compete on every play, trying to play as much defense as possible. Just sticking to our game plan. We had a game plan going in, and we executed.
Got it done at both ends of the floor, Kyrie. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.